Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to be installing some running boards on my 2017 Chevrolet Colorado. This video is sponsored by iBoardAuto. They were kind enough to send me these running boards to do an installation video for everyone. Go to iBoardAuto.com, and after you're done installing yours, share videos and pictures to show off your vehicle. So this is one side of the hardware that comes in the kit. Obviously it comes with hardware for both sides. I've actually already installed the other side, but I just wanted to know how the process goes, and it's very easy. Obviously you get the running board. This is the black finish. They are aluminum, and they have a rubberized gripping pad on the top. It's all solid, one piece that's adhered to the running board. Very nice. And then that also has some extra rivets on the ends here to make sure that thing doesn't come flapping up over time. But it is attached really well. And then these are your mounting brackets. Super heavy duty, like 3/16 inch thick. And I believe they are steel. I have a magnet here. Yep, they are pretty heavy duty. They are marked with a D and a P for driver and passenger. These are all the driver side ones, obviously. And you can see they all have a D on them, so you don't mix them up. Some basic tools you're going to need to install these is a ratchet, obviously whatever size you want, and then a 10mm socket and a 13mm socket. Also helps to have a flathead screwdriver and a pair of pliers to pull out the frame plugs to where you install the spring nuts. So the hardware included has 6 nylon lock nuts, and then you get some flat washers and some square head bolts. These are what attach the actual running board itself to the bracket. Next you have the spring clips, which are like a spring nut. This slides into the hole on the body to give something for the mounting bolts to latch onto. You also have flat washers and lock washers. It helps to have a flashlight. I bought this at AutoZone or something with a little magnet, and it has a hinge so you can turn it and look at whatever you're looking at. And obviously you have your installation instructions. So let's dig in. So luckily enough, there's already holes for these to be mounted to on the vehicle. The first step is removing these frame plugs so that you can slide in your spring nut. And there's 4 locations along the rocker panel. This is the front, this is the second location, this is the third, and this is the fourth. So you need to remove these frame plugs just so you can slide in your spring nut, and they come out very easily. I just used a flathead screwdriver and popped them out just like that. So do that on the first, the second, and the fourth locations. You will not be utilizing the third mounting spot that is used on OEM running boards. You only do the first, second, and fourth. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your spring nuts, clip nuts, whatever you want to call them, and insert them into the hole so that the threaded part lines up with these mounting holes. So one will go in this way, and then this one will go in this way. And you can see this has a threaded part on the back and then the hole on the front. So the threaded part goes into the hole, like so. And you just line up those holes and they just sit there like that. So you're going to do that on all 6 spots. Next, you're going to be taking your mounting bracket and you're going to be threading your bolts into the holes. So one will go here into a lock spring nut, and then another will go through here. This one is slotted so that this one is going to tighten up, so the location of this one on the bracket is going to move as you tighten that bottom one. So you're going to only want to tighten these snug on the first pass, and I only did the bottom ones. These ones I just got them in threaded in the holes and kept them loose. That way when you're adding the running board later, you can do a little bit of an adjustment, you know, if you need to level them or move them left and right or something like that. And you're going to want to make sure you get these put together right with your lock washer and your flat washer. So when you have the mounting brackets attached, just hand tight, this is what it'll look like. I don't have anything snugged up yet, but this is the time you take your 13mm and you are going to snug up the bolts on the bottom here. You got the 2 bolts. This one you're going to snug up, just snug, and then this one just leave loose because this one needs to have sliding up and down ability. So just take your 13mm and tighten those bottom ones up just snug. And I got these snugged up, and when I mean snug, look, I can still wiggle this pretty good. So you don't want to go crazy tightening these down. At this point, we are going to get the running board itself and thread the screws into these spots. So on the running board itself, on the back side, the underside, there's these 2 channels. That's where these square bolts will live, and there's a little opening at the front on either end that allows you to drop that bolt in, and then it is captured and it's not going anywhere. So go ahead and thread all 6 of your bolts in and just slide them down to their relative locations. You'll be able to move them as you get your brackets lined up. Then you can just go one by one and drop those bolts into the brackets on the frame bracket. So I've already got this first one done, and I got to work my way down on these. Don't slide the metal running board on these brackets. You can damage the coating, so just lift if you have to get everything in place, and you can always just slide these bolts back and forth to wherever you need. As far as alignment goes on the running board in comparison to the body, I am going to be putting the front of the running board right at the edge of the door, and for this particular truck that puts the end right about there, and I think that's good. You can then, you know, get a foot on there to look into the bed or something. So that's where I'm going to be aligning it. And then you can also move the running board closer to the truck or out towards the truck. I am opting for pushing them as far close to the truck as possible, because those, see, you get about an inch or so of play in those, and I'm going to be opting for that closer look, tighter to the truck. So I'm going to just finish up dropping these bolts into their locations, and then next you're going to be taking your black flat washers and your black nylon lock nuts and threading them onto the bolts that are coming out of the running board. You know, these will start to lock up once the nylon comes in contact with the bolts. So I just get them all threaded first, and then I snug up just one, and then I move the running board into the spot I want, and I snug that one up. And then I come back and I tighten them up after the fact. So now I have one of the bolts under here just snug on all 3 brackets. But remember, our bolts on the frame here behind the rocker panel are still loose. So now is a good time to go back and tighten the bottom one first, and then tighten that back one to snug those into a firm position. So once you're done tightening the bolts on the back sides of the brackets that hold it to the rocker panel, you can come and snug these guys up. So this one I've already got snug, and these did move on me a little bit when I was tightening those, so that's why I said don't snug them up. So now is the time to adjust them either front and back, or out away from the truck, or in towards the truck. And this is your 10mm socket. Now, a word of caution, do not over crank these little bolts. They are, I don't want to say they're cheap, but I bet if you turned hard enough, you could snap one off, and just you know, snug them. They're not going to move once that nylon is locked in, and you'll be good. And just like that, you're done installing running boards. Now I'm going to do one more thing for you guys. I'm going to show you getting me in and out of the truck so you can see how much they move. They really don't. I weigh 200 pounds, and I'm just going to get in the truck like I normally do, and you'll see how they work. So they provide a pretty good step. It had rubber topping on here. It's really grippy. It's good. I really like that. You're not going to slip on that when it gets wet. Overall, on a difficulty level, out of 10, this is like a 3. You really don't need to be that mechanically knowledge to figure this out. It's a couple simple bolts, easy hand tools, and a couple beers. I want to give another shout out to iBoardAuto for providing these to do the video today. Make sure you go to their website, check out the other products they have. If you don't have a Chevy Colorado, I'm sure they can figure out something for your truck. Many years, many makes and models. I'll have a link to their website in the description box below. Also, there's one right here. And if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I'm always trying to add new content. This is a new truck, so I'll be hopefully adding a lot of new videos soon. Thanks again. See you guys later.